Can't get any worse. Podcast on blast, giving you the real talk, no holding back. Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. There's always a silver lining. We'll set you free, so join the movement. Let's change the game with the Can't Get Any Worse Podcast.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Can't Get Any Worse Podcast. How are we all today? I hope we're all ripping into our Tuesdays, having a lovely day. I am straight in the studio, fresh off the back of my little regional tour, which we will touch on when we get to our week of comedy. But we got to look. As we all know, it's a public holiday here again in Australia. I don't know if it's Australia-wide or just Queensland. Anyway, I've got a public holiday today, which means Nikita and the kids are around, and at this current moment, they're out on the front yard enjoying life. I don't know how long that's going to last for, all right? Just put that out there at the start. So this is basically going to be a quick get in and out. This episode is basically going to be the hokey pokey. Could we have just stumbled across the episode title already, ladies and gentlemen? But yes, I'm just going to get in and out and shake it all about and just basically cover a couple of stories from my week, do my week in comedy, do Turns Out It Can Get Worse, and then get the fuck out of here. There will be an extra episode this week, which I'll plug at the end of the episode, but huge UFC card coming up this coming Sunday, which I will break down on Thursday's episode. But anyway, let's rip into this episode. What is this episode? Like 153 or something, I think it is. So we're racking them up, ladies and gentlemen. We're racking them up. But let me have a sip and we will touch on what's going down this week. Oh, yeah, that's good. That is good. So it is now 11:30 a.m., which, as you guys know, that's a little late for me. It is chaos around here at the moment. Last Thursday, Nikita, I mentioned on here a few weeks ago, she had a pretty major surgery coming up, and that ended up going down last Thursday. So she is still very under the weather at the moment. And old dickbag over here decided to go on a regional tour instead of staying here with his wife, which, hey, I mentioned it on the vlog. When the vlog drops, you guys will see. But very, very hard decision. And Nikita and I spoke about it before I went, and we agreed I'd just go. And then, she seems to be recovering a lot worse than what we expected. So deep down, I wish I fucking stayed. But hey, it is what it is. And Nikita and I are sweet, but there seems to be a lot of outside opinions on the whole matter. So fuck you guys. I know you guys are probably listening and watching to this right now. And to you, I say, fuck you and mind your own business. But anyway, my darling wife, she's in pain at the moment. And that's another reason why I want to keep this short and sweet. Because she's, I don't know why. I don't know why. ADHD wives, you guys know. You guys probably saw it when she was on the podcast. Tripper. For whatever reason, she started picking her bandages and stuff before, and now she's like dislodged a stitch. And I'm like, dude, we're going to have to go up to the hospital for them to fix this. So that could be in the cards for this afternoon. But anyway, everyone send your thoughts and prayers to Nikita. I heard a funny spin on that the other day. I think it was on a podcast, and they were just like, why is that like a saying to send your thoughts and prayers? Like, I don't want to send my thoughts to anyone, because could you imagine if I sent my thoughts to someone? Fair enough, my prayers. That's a polite thing to do. I'll send you my prayers all day. But if I send you my thoughts, I'll just be sending you thoughts about dicks and shit all day. You guys do not want that in your brain. So let's just send prayers. Let's send prayers in this instant, okay? But let's rip on to some funnier, and actually this next story isn't even funnier. I've been having vivid as fuck nightmares again in the last probably 2 or 3 weeks. Just like launch out of bed type shit. Like felt so real. The other night I had a real bad one, right? Nikita and I got the kids we didn't. Let me start this again, okay? The kids basically got abducted, okay? Nikita and I found them in this like dingy old warehouse thing. Turns into like a big fucking episode of Saw. So Nikita and I are in these traps and shit. And all I remember, I was in this fucked up like face mask thing, and the only way to get out, I legit had to like skin half my face and peel this thing off. It was traumatizing shit. Felt so real. in the moment, and I was like, fuck this. And I remember Nikita had something like easy, like I don't remember, but I was like, in my dream, I was like, fuck you, why do you get the easy shit? And when I woke up the next day and I told her, she like had a bit of a giggle at that. She's like, suck shit to you. So yeah, anyone who knows how to get rid of vivid nightmares, send me a DM. Let me know how to get rid of all that. Oh God. I wish, look, I just want to say at this stage, at 5 minutes into the episode, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry I can't be there in my usual energetic spirit as of late. But I'm tired as fuck, and everything going on at the moment is just chaos. So I'm just getting an episode out there for you guys. You know, you might find some of this funny, you might not, but we will be back to regular programming next week, I swear to fucking God, or even from Thursday's episode. But just bear with me on this one. I hope this is some form of quality for you guys. But I picked Westy up from school the other day. He jumps in the ute. We're driving home, and he goes, Dad, someone threw a Pepsi at me today. And I've gone, what the fuck? Did you like hit them back? Did you throw it back? And he goes, no, Dad, someone threw a Pepsi at me today. And I've gone, yeah, I heard you. Did you tell the teacher or something? And he's like, oh, no, Dad. He's like, just stop talking. Don't say anything. And I'm like, okay. Now, one of Westy's favorite things to do lately, since he started coming and watching me do like comedy, is try and get me with jokes. And he goes, someone threw a Pepsi at me today. And again, I've wanted to react, but I've sat there and I've gone, okay. And he's gone, yeah, lucky it was a soft drink. Oh, God. And we've both just giggled. And I've gone, that, not bad, Westy, not bad. And he thought he was the funniest person in the car. And to be fair, he probably was. I reckon if we had to have a face-off, me and my 8-year-old son, 100% the crowd would love him more than me. They would love a cute little kid up there telling jokes like that rather than like a big ogre being like, hey guys, do you want to hear about my dick and my depression for 10 more minutes? So yeah, that's where my life's at. I might get my 8-year-old to start being my ghostwriter. But before, when was this? This was the day I left, I think. So Friday morning, I quickly went and got a quick gym session in. And Jesus Christ, if there is a takeaway from the weekend, it's literally that, takeaway. Oh, I feel disgusting. I feel gross even looking at any takeaway food restaurants at the moment. There's limited to no options on the road than to just pull into servos and shit like that. And yeah, I ate up a disgusting storm and I just feel horrendous for it. As I mentioned the other week, I've tried to veer back on the fitness track. And this weekend just gone was a major speed bump in that. But I was back in the gym this morning, hitting it hard, getting a sweat on, and we're back on track, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm pleased to let you all know. But anyway, this has a small little tangent on the takeaway path. I was cruising a gym, and look, I live in a relatively lower class area of Logan, okay? And every now and then, where my gym is, I run into a character. Let's say that. I run into a character, and I start to cruise up towards the gym, and all of a sudden, what could only be described as a cracked out man walks out into the middle of the road in front of my ute. Luckily, I'd just come off a roundabout, so I was doing like 40. So I could slow right down. He's standing in the middle of the in the road, and he just rips his shirt off. And then he all of a sudden starts doing like the bull thing where they like wave the rag in front of the bull to try and get it chased. He was doing that to my car, and I'm like, I don't know what you want me to do. What does this mean in Crackland? So I've swerved out into the car parks, and I've like tried to circle around him. And then I don't know if that was like a victory in his head, but he was stoked. It was almost as if the bull was too scared to charge at him, and the bull has just run the opposite direction. Because I look in my rear vision mirror, he's just punching the air, he's jumping up and down, and then he just starts running down towards Macca's, and I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on right now? But hey, crackheads in Beanley. What else can you ask for on a Friday morning? And the last little thing I was going to touch on for this little what my week has been, I've been fucking around with something for the last probably 2 weeks now, maybe even 3 weeks at this stage. I'm trying to do like a little bit of a revamp on the, what's it even called? Like the album, the artwork or the fucking thumbnail or whatever that comes out on Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that sort of shit. Because I've noticed like every week I've been just copying the YouTube thumbnail. So every week's different. And I was just like I saw a couple of my favorite podcasts do that for a while, and now they just seem to have gone back to their basic logo or just like an animation kind of thing. And I like the idea of that, like just sticking to the one thing. When you've got the podcast on, you look down, you know exactly what it is, rather than looking at my dumb face with the episode title and yada, yada, yada. So I've been playing around with like a animated version of me in the studio and just incorporating all the fucked up stories from the podcast. So I've basically got 2 where I almost want them, but both of them just need some minor tweaks. And then the other thing to go with it is Nikita and the kids love one of them, and I prefer the other one. And it's like, fuck, I don't know what you guys are going to prefer. So I'm going to make a decision on that this week. And probably as of next week's episode, so 154, there should just be a blanket album cover of, an animated me, whiskey in the background, a rolled over truck on fire, a cop with a balaclava on doing a home invasion, fucking everything. Fucking toothpaste tubes. What else is in there? Every big story or milestone from the podcast, I've tried to put like a little Easter egg in there. So it's been hard as fuck to get it anywhere near where I wanted it to. So hopefully you guys love it when it eventually comes out. But I'll launch that on socials when I've got it finalized and shit. But if I don't put a timeline on it, you guys know me, I'll just chip away on it for fucking the next 6 years, just like my solo show, which same deal. Over the weekend, this is a crazy thing, and this is probably a good tie-in to my weekend comedy. I basically put together a list of shit that I wanted to do while I was away, okay? I wanted to basically finish editing all the vlogs I had recorded. I've got a fucking backlog of those motherfuckers. So I wanted to finish editing all those. I wanted to do all the thumbnails and shit. So when I got back, it was just a case of, okay, I'll upload this one this day. It's ready to post. Bang, bang, bang. It's done. Rather than like rushing it and then quickly posting it. I did get 2 of them done, so I'm pretty happy with that. I think I've only got like another 1 or 2 that need that done to it. And then this week is just fucking chaos with comedy. I'm going to have like another probably 5 just from this week that are going to be banked up. So I don't fucking know. I don't know how I'm going to catch up with that. But anyway, the other things were the next lot of lineups for the next few shows for West Park Productions. What else was there? Just a whole heap of shit, okay? And to be fair, I did chip away 70% of the list I wanted to get done. But the big one, the major one was get back on track with this hour. Now, I need to fucking get it done because a huge takeaway from the weekend is this regional touring shit is incredible. And that's fucking 100% want to do it. But how I want to do it is just me, solo show, done, bang. Get in my car, fuck off, go to a couple of shows, come back, done. And like, yeah, these showcase shows, unbelievable. Absolutely having a ball on them. But much like the room running shit, a big chat over the weekend with everyone that I was on tour with. They were like, oh, how are the rooms going? Are you looking for any more rooms? I'm like, they're going okay, but I'm basically just doing them to pay for my comedy fucking career at the moment, if that makes sense. So to pay for fuel, tolls, there's gigs that I'm going away on, pay for food and drink and shit while I'm away. So that's the only reason I keep doing the rooms. I don't want to be a room runner. I want to be a comedian, if that makes sense. So yeah, I need to fucking knuckle down and get this hour done. I just need to do it, you know? So I think I'm going to have a good hard think about it this week, and I'm going to come in here next week with a date, and I'm going to have that date fucking, it's going to be locked in on the podcast. It's going to be locked in on the vlog, and maybe I might even put it on socials just to keep me accountable and go, all right, you got to have a show ready for this date, fuckwit, because you've already told all these people. So that's where I'm at with that. And like I've mentioned on here before, I'm like 3/4 of the way through. I'm just being a little bitch and not finishing it because I'm too scared to show everyone. Oh God, I'd rather just stick to my tight 10 to 15 and cruise through the life of a comedian. But that's not what it's all about, you know. Half the joy of comedy is coming up with new material and shit and seeing if people like it. But let's rip into my week in comedy. Kicked off on Tuesday, Fitzy's Logan Home. Now, I don't remember if this was a locked-in gig. This wasn't a last-minute call-up. And yeah, I've mentioned before that Sit Down has been giving me a lot of love lately, which I fucking appreciate. And in saying that, I've actually got another Sit Down gig tonight, which I didn't find out about until I finished recording last week. So I technically should have plugged it in last week's episode. So unfortunately, you guys can't come and watch, but I'll be at the Newmarket Hotel again tonight. But let's talk about Logan Home. Got there. Last probably 3 or 4 times I've done Logan Home. It's been big crowds. They've been fun crowds. Amazing spots, to be honest. So I was pretty stoked to go there. I'm like, I haven't done a vlog there yet. It's going to be incredible. I'm going to have a sick set. Rock up, and there was probably 4 people there when I got there, and I'm like, oh, it's okay. It's still like 15 minutes. And by showtime, 2 other people had come in. So there was 6 people there, and 2 of them up the back, the MC was just grilling the whole time because he could not get them to even smile, and he was roasting him. Fuck, it was funny. But yeah, it was a very, very quiet night. The quietest I've seen it there, okay? And I don't know, I sort of had to have a little chat to myself, and I'm like, that's all right. Let's just still have some fun with them, work on the crowd work shit, work on some new material. And yeah, full credit to myself again. I did do that. I dipped in and out of my set a little bit, not as much as I wanted to, but I tried a couple of newish jokes, which was sick. And all in all, it wasn't too bad of a spot. Like it's definitely not like a everyone come and watch this kind of thing. It was just okay, we can keep the car on the road on the drive home. But the funny thing about that is a friend who has not come on the podcast, I need to get him on at some stage because the amount of laughs I have at gigs with this bloke is he's probably one of the most laughs I have at gigs with people is David Hatton. And the cunt is just hilarious. He just comes out with these random stories every now and then. And I'm like, how is that not a bit? Like, he told me this story one night out of the blue about buying condoms. It was the funniest shit I ever heard. I'm like, you need to get on stage and say that right now. He's like, no, it's not a bit. I'm like, 100% that's a fucking bit. So yeah, I need to get him on. Anyway, we're sitting there, we're laughing about who's going to bomb harder, shit like that. And he was on later in the night. And I'm like, dude, I'm not fucking sticking around to watch you. I get off stage, and as I'm walking out, now at the back of this room, there's a pool table, 2 pool tables or something. And they've just incorporated one of those like punching machines where you hit the bag as hard as you can and you get a score. And I was saying to him, I'm like, fuck, every part of my body just wants to stick around to your set and then just start punching that bag as loud as I can just so the sirens and shit go off while you're trying to do your set. And he's like, please, that would make my set better. I'm like, nah, fuck that. So just as I got off and I was walking out the door, the next act got on and someone put money into the pool table, and just hearing someone go, hey everyone, how are you? Just as like all the pool balls get released and roll down and just make that fucking loud clanging noise. I was like, oh, thank God that was not me. So I don't know how the rest of the night went. Actually, I do. David messaged me later. He goes, that was fucking rough. So unfortunate for him. But anyway, let's rip into the tour. Big tour life. Where's my mouse gone? Where the fuck is my mouse? Hang on. All right. Let's kick it all off. We left Friday morning for Moree. That was the first stop on the tour. And the night before, we started, the guy running it goes, fuck, can anyone bring their stage? And I've gone, look, I've got a stage, but unless we're going in a ute or something, I don't think it's going to fit. And they're like, yeah, 100%, just bring it. And I'm like, look, it's 1 meter by 1 meter square. That's the top of it. The rest of it can be packed down, but it's going to be tight. And they're like, yeah, bring it. And I'm like, luckily someone else in the group goes, yeah, I've got a fully compactable stage. And we ended up taking that. And then I rocked up to this guy's house and we we're going in a Honda Civic hatchback. And I was like, it would not have fucking fit in this. Luckily, I would have been sitting in the back seat, just hunched over with a stage, just leaning on my neck the entire 9-hour trip to Dubbo. But yeah, we cruised down there in the Civic, fucking pimping car. Shout out to Brian, fucking sick red Honda Civic. And yeah, we got to Moree. We went straight to the venue and started setting up. And it was tucked off the main street. Just this tiny little, literally just a door in the wall. And there was no sign, right? Like no signing, no nothing. And as soon as they opened the door, it was just such a tight little cool bar sort of thing. And at first I was like, this seems tiny. But then when I started like envisioning where everything was going to go, I'm like, this is actually fucking sick. So then we started setting up seating and all that sort of stuff where everything was going. And it actually turned into like the perfect comedy room. It was nice and tight. Everyone was tied together. It was dark. Literally couldn't have asked for anything better. And then the crowd started funneling in. And Moree is the place to be. That rhymed. Moree is the place to be. Nice. But yeah, absolutely unreal crowd. Every single person there was up for it. And there were all different age brackets, okay? And I saw a couple of the older ladies, like older country ladies, cruise in. And being from a somewhat country family, I know that some country ladies don't enjoy the dick jokes and stuff like that. So I was a little bit worried, to be honest. And I started my set and straight away they were like laughing some of the loudest. I'm like, this is sick. And then I did what I did at Dreamworld. I moved my opening joke to the third joke. And when I did that, it got not even joking, a 1 minute laugh break. And I was just like, this is fucking amazing. I go, that's normally my opener. I just wanted to see how cool Moree was before I ripped into that shit. And it was, I think it'll be on the vlog for sure, but I had to like step on the laugh. I was like, guys, I've got a time limit up here. As much as I don't want you guys to stop laughing, I need to fucking keep going so some other people can get on. And for sure, fucking unreal gig. The venue was amazing. I was getting free food and drinks all night. I'm trying to give them my card. I'm like, please let me pay. They're like, no. But they were absolutely stoked. As soon as we started unpacking, they're like, why did you choose us to have your event? I had no idea. The guy running it picked them, and glad he picked them because otherwise it would have been in the corner of a pub there and it just would not have been the same show. So they're keen to make it a consistent thing. And already spoken to the room runner. He wants me to come down there again at some stage, which will be sick. He's got a couple more regional tours coming up fucking everywhere. He was talking to me on the weekend, which he wants to get me involved with in all places. Rocky, Gladstone, more places in New South Wales, but sounds like I've got a bit of travelling coming up, hopefully. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about the gig other than it was unreal. Check out the vlog when it comes out for probably a bit more of an in-depth idea of how it was all going down in the moment. But the day after, a big thing leading up to it in the group chat was we need to go check out the Moree artesian spas. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. So me and Brian, the guy running it, we were like, this is going to be sick. Yeah, let's go do it. And we ended up getting up Saturday morning, ready to head off to Dubbo. And they're like, nah, let's go do these spas. They're going to be sick. We get there, and both Brian and I were expecting we were going to walk through like a mystical cave, and then all of a sudden these like mud pools were going to be unveiled and like bubbles were going to be bubbling up of like natural water from the earth. And then we just walked into the local Moree swimming pool, and I've gone, is this it? And all the other people we were with, they were fucking stoked. They're like, this is sick. They go jump in, and the lady's like, do you want a ticket? I'm like, I think I'm going to skip it. So I basically just sat there and watched like 4 comedians flail around in the local swimming pool. But they got out. They said it was amazing. They all felt like they were glowing and shit. So hats off to them. If it felt good for them, then that's a bonus. But yeah, Brian and I just kicked it on the outside doing our own thing. So if you go to Moree, if that's your thing, be my guest. But wasn't for me. But anyway, then we shot off to Dubbo, and Dubbo was a bit of a different story, okay? Now, we went to check out the venue and they actually had like a trivia show going. They're like, can you come in and set up later? So we went and checked into the venue, into the hotel, sorry. And then we came back later and this venue is fucking unreal. If you're in Dubbo, go check out the Crossroads Bar on the main street of Dubbo. Just literally a bloke who just had a vision and he's slowly chipping away on making it like come to a reality. You walk in there, he's got memorabilia, he's got records, he's got everything all along the walls. He's purpose-built everything, staging, lighting, sound. It's all top-tier shit. Then he takes us out to the green room. He's got a specially built green room. Then he's like, come check this out. He's just built a major, giant outdoor area that overlooks the old Dubbo jail. And then he's like, oh, one thing that I bought last week, he pointed up and he's got like, just bought some apartments next door. He goes, oh, next time you guys come down, you can stay in the apartments I've just bought. So it was sick to see a dude that had a vision and he's just slowly chipping away on it. And like, he's like, look, I'm in no rush. He's like, I'm slowly building it. People are slowly coming. I'm getting people like you guys in. This Friday, they've got Murray Cook and Lizzie. Fuck, how have I just blanked on her last name? Her name's over there. Lizzie Mack. Sorry, Lizzie. The OG Red Wiggle and the Soul Movers, his new band, they're there this Friday. So it was pretty cool to tell some little dick jokes on the same stage that the OG Red Wiggle's going to be on next week. But yeah, go check it out if you're there. Anyway, the day of, we had sold 18 tickets, I think it was, to Dubbo. And so we were all like, oh, fuck. It's going to be a bit of a quiet night, but we've committed. We're going to cruise down there. And we ended up doing like ABC radio, plugging it on there. I think the venue gave it one last push. And that's right. The night before in Moree, we gave it a plug at the end of that. And literally everyone's like, we've got family down there. We'll tell them to come see you guys. And we ran into, turns out there's a bit of a famous bloke in Moree. His name's Rabs. And he does like race calling on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, social media. Let's just say social media. He does like custom race calls, right? And he's got fucking hundreds of thousands of followers and stuff. He came to the comedy show. He's having a ball and he goes, look, get a photo with me, guys. And then he put us all up on his Facebook or whatever. And he goes, go check these guys out in Dubbo tomorrow. Anyway, long story short, we ended up having about, 35, 40 people there, which was unreal because the venue, again, another cool thing this guy's done. It's a giant venue, right? But on the quieter nights, he has like a divider in the room that he can wind down. So it literally splits the room in half. And by the time we had the 35, 40 people in that half, it felt just as tight and intimate as Moree did the night before. So it was literally the perfect environment for it. Couldn't have asked for anything better. And we start the show and it was just a very quiet and reserved crowd. Like they were having fun. They're all smiling, but fuck, it was hard to get a laugh out of them. So I hit the panic button. I'm like, fuck, I had the most unreal gig ever the night before. How am I going to break these guys? And I noticed the last couple of guys that came in had an Alpha Blokes hat on, okay? And anyone that doesn't know the Alpha Blokes, they're probably one of the biggest podcasts in Australia at the moment. And they call their their followers and shit their trendsetters from Rodney Rude. And I see this bloke walk in. I notice the show's going a little bit slow. And I go set my camera up near them. And I just lean over. I go, good to see a couple of fellow trendsetters in the crowd. And as soon as I said that, their eyes lit up. They go, oh, fuck yeah. I go, you boys better not let me fucking bomb. And this is probably the first little experience I've had with that community, like in that way, if that makes sense. But straight away, as soon as I started, I could hear them laughing up the back as loud as they could. Every now and then they were yelling out little like not heckling, just trying to add to the thing. And appreciate you boys if you're listening. I did give the podcast a little shout out at the end. As much as I should have done that the night before and not that night, but I figured if those two boys want to listen to a new podcast, welcome aboard, boys. But I did put it in like the Trendsetters page, but it's like the 5th post on there that I just have not had approved. So I don't know what the deal is there. Quino, what's the go, brother? What's the go? But anyway, hopefully it gets approved today or something, and those boys can see the message I sent them in the community group there. And then, oh, hang on. I thought someone was coming in then. Is someone there? Nah, I don't know what that was. Someone was definitely there. Probably a good old knock and run from one of my kids. Anyway, then I put a couple of stories up on my Instagram of the fucking crazy hotel shower leaking. Did my fucking head in. That is probably one of the worst hotels I ever stayed in. And, the hotel was leaking. The bed was, I don't know what was up with the bed. It was the most uncomfortable sleep I've ever had. So it was good to be home in my own bed last night, getting a decent night's sleep. But yeah, if you had told me at the start, like in my head when I saw the two things, I was like, Moree, Dubbo. I was like, Dubbo's going to be the sick one. It's the bigger town. It's got more of a name for itself. That'll be the place to be. But to fucking the unbelievable spot at Moree was just insane. And like I was talking to Brian at the end, and he was obviously over the moon with Moree, and he's throwing around ideas to everyone. He's like, oh, how often should we come back? Blah, blah, blah. And the main chat I had with every single person at that gig, they go, you need to do it at a bigger venue, because we all had friends that wanted to come along, but it was sold out within a couple of days, yada, yada, yada. And so I said to Brian, I'm like, look, this might be the craziest idea I've ever had, but if this was my room, I would legitimately just do a Moree weekend. I would go same venue because it's 40 people and it's a sellout. It feels like there's 100 people in there. I'm like, do a Friday and a Saturday in Moree. Sell out both nights, 2 different crowds. You don't have to go anywhere. You're at the same accommodation. Just fucking made sense to me. So soon as I said that, I saw his eyes light up and he's like, ooh, not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all. So what he does with all that, up to him at the end of the day. But if you're in that area, keep an eye out for the next comedy show there. Let's rip into Turns Out It Can Get Worse. Just got a couple of short ones this week due to the time restraints. What's this bloke up to? Let's drag him over. Drag him over here. All right, let's hit play and see what this bloke is doing. He's sitting in a grass field beside his motorbike.
Whoever nominated me to touch frickin' glass, I hate this shit. I frickin' hate it. I swear to God, if I have to touch grass again, I'm gonna fucking crash out.
I frickin' hate touching grass as well. I wonder what that dude's beef is with grass and why he doesn't like touching it. But shout out to you, buddy. I hope you get over that phobia eventually. Let's see what this one is. Drag this one over. Okay, it looks like we're in almost like a McDonald's bathroom or something. Let's hit play.
I'm very, very sorry. I have some devastatingly bad news for everybody. I'm very sorry to have to announce that the left-hand toilet in Morrison's men's toilet is out of order.
Fuck. God damn it. The left-hand toilet in the Morrisville is out of order. But sorry to any of you guys that were planning on going there this week. You will not be able to use the left-hand toilet. But to just use your social media presence for an announcement like that. And then we got this last bloke. This guy, mate, this is where I see my future. Where is my mouse? If I have ever seen a video that resembles me in 20 years, it is this bloke right here. So let's hit play, see what this handsome fella's got to say.
I'm 55 years old. I wear holy jeans and hey dudes, and I drive a luxury sports sedan. Please like and follow and roast me in the comments. Don't disappoint.
All right.
I grew up in the 80s and I can handle it.
I can handle it. Mate, calling a Toyota Corolla a luxury sports sedan, that is a stretch. Fuck me. But yeah, that dude is living my dream. Just to wear some holy jeans and to drive a luxury sports sedan, that is where I need to be. So I might go and buy that exact outfit this afternoon, I think. Take it on my next little comedy tour. But let's get on to, I'll throw you guys a quick motivational clip for the week. It has been a while since we've had one of my biggest motivators, to be honest, and I get everyone's got their opinions about this bloke, but fuck you guys. If you were there from the start of his come up, this dude can do no wrong. And I know he's done some wrong, but he'll always be one of the best in my eyes. So let's see what the GOAT, Conor McGregor's got to say.
You know what I mean? You can always do something. If your ankle is sore, well, is your arm sore? So what's the problem? Do what you can. People use things as an excuse. You know what I mean? Okay, something's off, so I can just chill on everything now. But it's important not to do that. You know what I mean? You've got to focus on what you can do, not what you cannot do, because that will consume you. If you focus on what you can do, sooner or later you're going to be able to do absolutely everything. There's always something you can do, all the time.
There we go. Bit of wise words from the Mac, Conor McGregor. Shows for this week. All right, it's a fucking stacked week this week, and I don't know how this ended up happening, but this is going to be the busiest week of comedy I've had in a little while. Busiest week, full stop. So, Monday the 5th, which is tonight. You guys won't be able to come, unfortunately, but I need to put it in there somewhere. I'll be at the Newmarket Hotel for sit-down comedy. And then from Thursday, I will be starting the based run for base comedy. Thursday the 8th, I'll be at Last Night on Earth in Southport. Friday the 9th, I'll be at Matic Brewery at Ashmore, I think it is. And then on the way back from that, I don't actually have any details on this gig as of yet, but I'm doing like a Do It for Dolly charity night at a distillery in Coomera there. So I'll give more details on that next week once I've got fucking more details. Saturday the 10th, I'll be at Home of the Arts. Sunday the 11th, I'll be at the Star Casino on the Gold Coast. That's all the comedy gigs, but remember this Thursday, I've got UFC breakdown coming for UFC 315, I think we're up to. Or is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 315, but stay tuned for that one. I'll be doing a breakdown on that. Just a reminder, I mentioned on the last UFC breakdown, I'm going to start doing like a multi, I can't get any worse multi for the big UFC cards. So I don't know if it's going to be $5 or $10. I'll decide what I've got in my bank account probably the day before. So if you're not following on Instagram, the Can't Get Any Worse podcast, go throw us a follow because that's where you'll get your votes in. So basically, probably for the main, the co-main, I'll probably just do it for the main card, I think. So what's that? Usually 5 fights. I will just put a story up and you guys vote on there for who you think's going to win. And whoever gets the most votes, that'll be the Can't Get Any Worse multi for the week. So I'll probably do that the day this comes out. That way I can have the results for the Wednesday when I do the recording and I can let you guys know what our multi is as a team. And then, we'll just put that in a kitty and see how fucking rich we can get by the end of the year. Maybe get some merch happening, some hats or something with any money if we do win any. Other than that, send submissions via DM on Instagram at CantGetAnyWorsePodcast or via email at CantGetAnyWorsePod@gmail.com. Had a couple of people ask in the last week or so how they can get involved and send some turns out it can get worse clips and shit like that. So either of those options there, DM on Instagram or send it via email. Either way, I'll get it and play it on the show for you guys. I think that's all I had to plug there. Actually, I will start plugging it from now. Next Distillery Road Market show will be on May 18th, which I think's in like 2 weeks. I didn't realise it had snuck up that quickly on us. So yeah, Distillery Road, May 18th, and next Orion Hotel one, June 20th. So tickets aren't on sale for that yet, but they will be on sale as of this week. If anyone watching this wants to come to the Orion Hotel, it's easily fucking one of the best nights of comedy you will have. Both shows there have been absolutely cracker, and I highly doubt the next one will be any worse. So I can't get any worse. Anyway, guys, appreciate you guys listening, and I will see you later.
Can't get any worse, we'll make you see. It's all